So apparently Nicki Minaj and Trump are beefing now. For quite some time now, Nicki Minaj has been one of Trump's biggest flunkies. But things got out of hand not too long ago when Trump was speaking and went out of his way to make a very distasteful joke about Nicki Minaj. And now we got a problem. Let's get into it. Nicki Minaj has been very vocal about her support for Trump in the past, and this is something that has definitely caused a rift towards Nicki Minaj because so many people feel like Trump does so many things and says things that are offensive to black people. But Nicki has gone out of her way to bow and scrape and give Trump a pass for everything that he says that is offensive simply because she wants to be down. And it seems as though Nicki felt like she had a seat at the table and that she was down. It seemed like Nicki felt that she was above the other Negro. Until not too long ago when Donald Trump was speaking and he went out of his way to diss Nicki Minaj. It was a very distasteful joke and it did not go over well. Nicki Minaj seemed to have an issue with it. She clapped back and now we got a whole situation out here. Donald Trump has been using Nicki Minaj as a token and it is apparent. And anytime someone has been using you as a token and they don't really value or respect you and they get done with you, what's the next thing that they do? Show blatant disrespect towards you. And that's what happened when Trump was speaking and he made this joke about Nicki Minaj. We gonna head on over to Poetic Flacco for some of the particulars. Check this out.
Apparently Nicki Minaj and Trump is beefing after Trump gives Nicki Minaj her wake-up call. So Donald Trump was, I think, at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and he has some comments to say about Nicki Minaj. See, but here's the thing, okay? Now, Nicki Minaj have sold us out. Now, the Barbs or people who are associated with Nicki Minaj have claimed that Nicki Minaj have made this alt-right pivot, this white supremacist pivot, because she wants to get back at Roc Nation. I don't care how evil Roc Nation is. White nationalists and white supremacists are more evil than Roc Nation. So you aligning with a bigger enemy to get back at Jay-Z, to me, makes no sense whatsoever. Now, Nicki Minaj coming out as a Republican is not the issue. There are great Republicans. Some of my friends are Republicans. The issue is the sentiments and the dog whistling that Nicki Minaj said on that stage right next to Erica Kirk. Nicki Minaj sat on that stage and said, young black girls are jealous of blonde-haired, blue-eyed white women. Nicki Minaj sat on that stage and rooted for and promoted the ICE murders. Nicki Minaj sat on that stage and dog whistled harmful rhetoric towards black folks. So Nicki Minaj taking a right-wing pivot isn't why people are upset. It's the fact that she has turned into the worst version of a right-winger.
Flacco is spot on right now. I have people that are conservatives that I'm down with. I have conservative views myself. You being a conservative or Republican is not necessarily the problem. But as a black person, when you choose to pander to the far-right white nationalist element of that particular party and that political ideology, yeah, I got a problem with your ass. That's some very off-code behavior. Let's continue.
Nicki Minaj chose to be the worst version of a Republican or an alt-righter. So when Donald Trump now apparently she's very upset that Donald Trump said this about her.
But after hearing the gunshots, many people yelled, get down, which caused Nicki Minaj to start twerking. Do you believe it? Get down. She's the only one that really understood what that meant.
Yeah, that was slick. That was real slick. And she ain't like it. But what did you expect? At the end of the day, you're signaling to him that you don't even respect your own people enough to stay on code with us. So why would he think that you would be loyal to him? Why would he think that he should respect you? Why would he think that you are someone worthy of dignified recognition? He uses you as a token, and now it is time to discard you because you are no longer effective. He already won the election. He already got you to come out and co-sign Turning Point USA. Nicki Minaj turned her back on her own people to gain clout and political access. And at the end of the day, he's just showing you that ain't no love or respect for people who betray their own.
How they view you? Yo, they don't respect you. Yo, again, how they view you? Nicki Minaj got up on that stage and presented herself as one of the good ones and said everything they needed to say. Dog, J.D. Vance literally used Nicki Minaj's sentiments that black girls are jealous of blue eyes, blonde hair, white women, and that these little black girls are being taught to hate them.
For little girls, I think that no matter how you look, we should be trying to instill into them to be proud of how they look. Recently, in the media, it's almost been like a push to, it's not just making young black children feel proud of themselves, but it's almost like doing that and at the same time telling other children not to be proud of themselves. And I don't want any child feeling that way. If as black women, we felt that we were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty, if we felt like that as black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand?
So that is who you are dealing with, in case you forgot. This is the type of mentality that's behind the words that you're hearing. She doesn't even have enough respect for herself and for her own people to conduct herself like she has some sense when she's one of the only black people in a goddamn arena full of white people looking like an ant in a bowl of rice talking this nonsense. What Nicki Minaj just said is treason, and that's how she is. Nicki Minaj is entirely off code and totally compromised at this point. And Flacco said something that needed to be said about this. Flacco talked about the black friend in the white circle and how that person is often the court jester, how that person is seen as the entertainment, and how that person buck dances for acceptance. Nicki Minaj? Flacco laid some heavy game on this. This is mandatory listening. Check this out.
I guess she's just now realizing that they don't respect tokens. Tokens are meant to be spent. They don't respect tokens. Because if you would betray your own race, what makes Donald Trump think that you're somebody he could trust or respect? If you betrayed your own race, what makes you think that he will use you as one of his loyal soldiers or like somebody he can trust? Out of all the white women there, Nicki Minaj was the only one that got on her knees and started twerking when they said, get down, get down, get down. So Nicki Minaj clearly isn't happy about this. She's not happy at all, right? She feels embarrassed, which rightfully, they're laughing at you. They don't respect you. Yo, here's the thing, yo, and here's what I learned, man. Yo, look at, any friend group that has the majority of white folks. Now, I'm not saying all. And that black token that's in that white friend group, he's always the entertainment. He's always the muse. He's always the court jester. When you see a black person primarily in a friend group with all whites by themselves, that black person is the court jester. He's the person who comes and he entertains them, he dances, he sings, he's hilarious, he's funny. He's the court jester for that friend group. Listen, man, I used to be an assistant manager at a call center before. And the one thing that I would notice, and I notice it every single time, was when we hire a black person, right? They come to the call center and they are great workers. Amazing, right? And the first thing they start doing is becoming overly friendly with the white folks at the job. They start joking with these white folks. They start laughing with these white folks. They become the jester and the butt of the joke. And what you begin to see is these white folks will laugh in your face. You become their entertainment and their muse at the workplace. And I had to tell them, no, bruh, you don't come to this workplace and become the court jester and the muse, because they would be entertained by you. They would have your entertainment, but when you're up for a promotion, you don't get it. But when it's time for them to reward you for your great personality to climb the ladder, you don't get it. See, they respect you as a court jester, but they don't respect you when it's time to make you their peers.
A lot of y'all be gunning to be the white people's lackey at the job. You want to be their pet Negro. You want to be the mascot. And it just falls flat at the end of the day. Look at Nicki Minaj right now. She out there by herself looking like a damn fool, getting disrespected by the president of the United States. You thought you had a friend. You can't tell by the way that he treats other people that he's a goddamn snake? Then you want to go and clap back and put your little post talking about how you gonna look at him funny the next time you see him. But he done embarrassed your stupid ass in front of the world. He doesn't care about your dirty looks. He has his satisfaction. Goofy.
Now, here is Nicki Minaj's response to this. Now, Nicki Minaj, for some reason, doesn't seem to understand these folks don't respect her. She's like, she is shocked. Like, she is shocked that this is how they view her. Yo, in her mind, they viewed her as this like serious person. They viewed her as this dignified, respectable person. But now she's starting to see how they really view her, and this is her response right here, okay? So she goes, how I'll be looking at the president next time I see him with this look, with this intensified look, like, now you're just looking at him? Now you're just looking at him like this? Now? Yeah, bro, a lot of these tokens are they're unable to identify. And I want to be very careful with my words here, man, right? Because again, these are still black people I'm talking about. They're tokens, but they're still black. They're unable to identify with the struggles and the plights of other black people because they don't identify as black. And that's hard to fully understand and that's hard to see, but I'm telling you, that's just the truth.
Yeah, homie, hit that one out the park. Flacco cooking with hot grease right now because he ain't telling nothing but the truth. This is what it is. You got these black folks out here that don't think that they're really black and that there's something other, that there's something better, that there's something that's elevated from black. And what Trump just did was give your ass a Negro wake-up call and say, you still a in front of the whole damn country at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. You can't make this stuff up. That is a central point to understanding how these people get in these type of predicaments. And usually it has to do with status and fame and access and money and so forth and so on. They feel like they got so much of whatever else it is that they got that they ain't black. And then you're isolated. And then these people play in your face because they know that you're isolated and you have disgusted other black people like Nicki Minaj has. And then they can just kind of go in on you and nobody's even going to check them. It's outrageous. But at the end of the day, you're still black. And there is no justifiable reason under any circumstances for selling out your own people or becoming a professional white ass kisser or becoming a court jester so that you can get some butter biscuits. Tighten up. You understand? Because at the end of the day, it ain't sweet out here. You know what I'm saying? People checking names at the door. Like I said, this was predictable. Trump turns on his white friends. What you think was going to happen to you? And you a black woman that's not even an American. These people say they want their country back. Who you think they want their country back from? That's what I think. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you know we add a new video or go live. Major Gauge Podcast, we lit. Alright.
Major Gauge Podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe.